On a bright summer morning above Nevada's endless desert plains, humanity discovered that the universe had finally decided to visit them. The sky cracked open like glass under pressure, leaving behind a jagged, shimmering rift the size of a small moon. Air traffic control went into panic. Satellites blinked out, and everyone who had a smartphone pointed it upward and started recording, convinced it was the best day to go viral. From the rift descended a colossal alien warship, sleek, metallic, and glowing with an ominous blue light that made the desert sand glimmer like frost. It hovered silently, casting a shadow that stretched for miles. And then a second ship arrived, then a third, until the sky resembled a parking lot for cosmic conquerors. Military bases went on alert, governments scrambled to connect emergency lines, and scientists panicked because none of their alien first contact simulations covered. Giant interdimensional war fleet appearing over a campsite. But the beings aboard the ships were not here for diplomacy, trade, or tourism. They were here to assess Earth's technological capabilities and, if necessary, remove the planet from the list of civilizations permitted to continue existing. To them, Earth was a primitive blue marble filled with noisy bipedal creatures who still struggled with traffic lights and toaster manuals. Their mission was simple. The species determined the threat and, if found lacking, erase them with the efficiency of a cosmic janitorial service. The alien commander, General Verkash, of the Dominion of Valteri, peered through the observation window and saw below a desert full of humans driving enormous metal beasts with wheels twice the size of their torsos in every direction. Campers, monster trucks, dune buggies, RVs with satellite dishes taped on, and off-road vehicles that clearly violated several laws of physics. It was, in fact, the annual Great Desert Rally Fest, where humans gathered to race the most absurd, over-engineered recreational vehicles ever conceived. Verkash interpreted the scene very differently. He didn't see weekend hobbyists burning rubber across dunes for fun. He saw a massive mobilized ground fleet conducting training maneuvers. Beneath his warships, he saw gigantic armored machines roaring across terrain faster than their scanners predicted any Earth technology could move. And he saw flames, smoke, dust, explosions, humans celebrating, aliens panicking. The general made a snap decision. These are not primitives, he declared to his crew. They are warlike engineers building siege vehicles on wheels. A new directive was issued: at once test the humans in combat mobility, speed, and tactical technology using Valteri scout ships. If humans failed, the invasion would begin. If humans succeeded, well, theoretically, that had never happened before. So no one really bothered writing that part of the manual. Asterisk. The first Valteri scout ship descended, sleek as a blade, and humming with alien energy, landing directly on the main racetrack of the Desert Rally Fest. It towered above the racers, who initially assumed it was either a prank, a movie promotion, or a new kind of Tesla. General Verkash transmitted the challenge across all frequencies. Humans of Terra, present your fastest ground vessels for evaluation. Failure to comply will result in immediate planet termination, unfortunately. His message came out on human radios as BZZZT-comply-BZZZZT-fastest-BZZZT termination, which the crowd interpreted as, "Oh cool, the new event." Sponsor has added a bonus round. The first human to respond was Jessa Martinez, a fearless off-road racer known for driving an RV modified beyond recognition. It had 6 engines, 3 suspension systems, and a roof so reinforced that people used it as a dance floor during night parties. Her vehicle, affectionately named the Sand Serpent, could outrun helicopters at low altitude and had once accidentally broken the sound barrier during a downhill sprint. Jessa revved her engines, grinned up at the alien ship, and yelled, "Bring it on, weird metal potato." The aliens activated their mobility trial protocol, a platform extended, glowing lines marking a racecourse across 3 miles of rugged terrain. The challenge was meant to intimidate, but to a human off-roader, it looked like a warm-up lap. Other racers gathered in monster trucks with names like Dune, Reaper, Thunder Lizard, and Booming Grandma. Motorcycles that spat fire, buggies that bounced like rubber balls, an RVS built by engineers with too much caffeine and too few safety concerns. The alien crew watched in mounting horror. Their scanners registered horsepower readings that made no sense, heat signatures that suggested uncontrolled combustion, and structural designs violating every stability rule in the universe. Surely a species this reckless must be preparing for war, they reasoned. Why else would they strap 20 turbochargers to a mobile home when the race began? Jess's sand serpent launched forward with such force that the alien scouts recalibrated their sensors 3 times to confirm she hadn't activated warp drive. Dirt exploded behind her, engines roared, and she drifted across dunes with the style of someone who had never once considered mortality. The alien scout ship took off alongside her, its anti-gravity field pushing it smoothly above the ground. But Jessa hit the NOS booster, strictly forbidden in official races, but completely normal at this festival, and shot ahead so quickly the scout ship momentarily lost tracking. Humans in lawn chairs cheered, sipping soda and filming on their phones, completely unaware they were witnessing the first interspecies tactical mobility trial in history. The aliens were baffled. "Commander!" cried the helmsman. "The human has achieved a velocity exceeding our scout ship's cruise mode." Prakash stared, stunned. "How?" "Their machine is smoking from 12 different outlets. That appears to be normal for them, sir." By the end of the first lap, Jessa casually drifted around the alien ship, slapped its hull as she passed, and shouted, "Too slow, space toaster." The gesture caused a diplomatic crisis among the Valtteri, who considered tapping the hull equivalent to declaring superiority in battle. The alien warships above began buzzing with alarm, crew members shouting over one another. "The human ground fleet is overpowering our scouts. They are ignoring gravity limitations. They are using unknown explosive propulsion methods. Sir, the one named Boom and Grandma just jumped 50 meters in the air." Meanwhile, down on Earth, the humans thought the aliens would just give them light show commentary. Festival DJs remixed the alien distress signals into techno beats. Vendors sold glow sticks shaped like warships. Kids climbed onto dune buggies for photos. It was, by all accounts, the best party the festival had ever had. General Vakash ordered a second test. This one would measure maneuverability. The aliens deployed drones arranged in tight formations, weaving patterns impossible for any primitive ground craft to follow. But humans were not bound by don't do anything insane logic. Driver Marquez Flip King O'Reilly launched his buggy off a ramp, spiraling through the air, threading between drones like a needle through cloth, and landing upside down. He simply climbed out, flipped the buggy back over with the help of 3 friends, and kept driving. The aliens re-evaluated him as a possible super soldier with gravity manipulation abilities. Then came the endurance test. The aliens deployed a long-range chase ship meant to outrun any terrestrial machine, but the humans, with their questionable engineering and limitless enthusiasm, simply switched to vehicles built for multi-hour dune domination. Engines screamed, tide is dug deep, and the chase turned into a dusty whirlwind of near chaos and triumphant horn blasts. The alien chase ship overheated first, something that had never happened in its recorded operational history. In orbit, Valtteri strategists watched in Terra. The humans were not a minor species. They were a civilization built around recreational war machines. Their casual civilian vehicles outperformed Valtteri military tech in speed, maneuverability, and psychological warfare. Their species morale was uncontrollable. Their fear level was effectively 0. Their enthusiasm level exceeded acceptable galactic limits. "Commander," whispered the science officer, "I believe Earth is a death world." After several humiliating defeats, the Valtteri initiated the final trial strength assessment. A massive robotic titan descended from the flagship, standing 200 feet tall, armored in alloys harvested from collapsing stars. It was meant to be invincible. The crowd cheered wildly. Assuming a giant mech battle was part of the festival lineup, Jessa stepped forward with her sand serpent. The alien mech scanned her vehicle and reported a structural integrity of approximately held together by hope. But humans were unpredictable, and Jessa proved this once again by hitting the hidden switch her mechanic friend had installed for fun. The overclock mayhem mode. Every engine on her RV activated simultaneously, causing the entire frame to glow, shake, and emit a noise best described as angry blender fighting a hurricane. She charged at the mech, not to attack it, but to launch off a dune and perform the festival's signature stunt, the Sky Serpent Spiral. Her RV soared through the air, spinning, glittering with sand, engines screaming like mythical beasts. The mech tried to track her but couldn't, not because it lacked the senses, but because it could not comprehend why a human would willingly do this. Jessa flew past the mech's head, landed in a spray of dust, and skidded to a perfect stop. Arms raised triumphantly, the mech, attempting to follow human logic, turned its head too quickly, lost balance, and fell face first into the sand. The crowd erupted in applause. Assuming this was choreographed, The aliens panicked, assuming their most powerful war machine had been defeated by a celebratory stunt. General Vakash ordered immediate retreat. Evacuate the system, he commanded. The Earth's Recreational Assault Division has overpowered us. The Valtteri war fleet scrambled to reopen the rift, abandoning all attempts at conquest, research, or diplomacy. To them, humanity was too dangerous, too chaotic, and far too powerful to engage. The alien fleet vanished into the rift, leaving behind only dust, echoes, and a thoroughly confused human audience. Festival organizers shrugged and added epic sci-fi performance to the event's official schedule. People uploaded videos, which went viral instantly, though arguments raged online about whether the aliens were CGI or extremely dedicated actors. Governments tried to analyze the event, but the footage mostly consisted of shaky videos, people yelling "Woo, let's go," and engines drowning out alien dialogue. Scientists attempted to contact the aliens, but the Valtteri blocked all frequencies, labeling Earth as "Do Not Approach, Hazard Levels Supreme." Jessa and the other races continued their lives, unaware that they had saved Earth using nothing but horsepower, questionable engineering, and an unbreakable enthusiasm for going very fast in very silly vehicles. Humanity remained blissfully ignorant of how close they had come to annihilation. And somewhere across the galaxy, Valtteri mothers warned their children at bedtime, "Be good, or the humans will come with their wheeled monsters." Meanwhile, back on Earth, preparations began for the next Desert Rally Fest. Rumors circulated about inviting the aliens again. Nobody realized the aliens were never coming back, because in one extraordinary day, humanity had done the impossible. They had outpaced alien warships using recreational vehicles built for fun, chaos, and the simple joy of living fast, and in doing so, they had accidentally become the most feared species in the galaxy.